Namaste everyone. Welcome to the global limitless field with Sri Krishnaji. We welcome you from Ekam, the World Center for Enlightenment. I am Purnima, a disciple of Sri Preethaji and Sri Krishnaji. Today I'll be supporting you in your limitless field experience. Today is a very important day for all of us because today we will be journeying with Sri Krishnaji into dissolving karmic obstacles around your partner relationship and bringing your total presence to your life partner. This is a very important journey for everyone. We request you to participate with total dedication. Kindly give your total attention to all that is going to unfold in the limitless field experience, starting from this moment onwards. So if you're ready, we will be in the presence of Sri Krishnaji shortly. Please settle down. Let us now welcome Sri Krishnaji joyfully to lead us forward into this limitless field experience.
Namaste. It has been one festive season all over the world, starting with Christmas, moving into New Year, and then the holidays that followed it. And in India now, into Sankranti, or what we call Pongal. Today is the last day of the festival season. The New Year season is now coming to an end. Let us talk today of relationships. You know, when I take a walk into the hills in the evening, the hills are very close to our campuses. Many of you would have visited our campuses, would have seen this magnificent, beautiful hills. I find the shepherds coming back with their goats. They're coming back, they're returning home. These goats, they have parents, they have siblings, they have partners, they have friends. Even on the campus, we have different kinds of birds. We have huge Bharadwaj birds, black birds with bright brick colored wings. They are big fellows. They make almost 10 different kinds of noises, very unique birds. The mother bird and the father bird build the nest, hatch the eggs, take care of the babies, feed them. And if we look at the Bharadwajas, there are parents, there are children, there are sibling birds, there are also friends and communities. Look at the trees. There are big mother trees, and these mother trees are known to extend very special care to her community of trees. There is relationship even in the tree world. There is relationship even among ants and bees and the insects. And do you know what matter is? Matter is basically a study of relationships between one subatomic entity and another, one celestial entity and another. This entire universe is relationships. And we humans too have relationships, and in our lives, relationships hold extraordinary importance. Among the many relationships we have, let me today talk of couples relationship, partnered relationship. Whether you are in a live-in relationship or you are married, whether you are straight, gay, lesbian, or a transgender, let us talk about partnered relationships today. When you fall in love with someone, you imagine that the lady will be your Snow White, kind, loving, charming, romantic, everything that you ever wanted and wished in life. You feel you will find in that woman. But what happens? Over a period of time, your partner, instead of being the Snow White you imagined her to be, becomes a witch from whom you want to run away as fast as possible. Same it is if it were a man. If it were a man, you perhaps thought he is your Prince Charming, only to realize that over the weeks and months and years, he becomes an ugly frog, dragging mud and creating a din in your house. You want to run away. What is the reason that some relationships fall apart? And what is the reason that some relationships thrive and love grows over the years? Let's look into it. When love blossoms or attraction blossoms in a relationship, conditioning of your entire lifetime comes into play. Your experiences with your parents, your grandparents, your past life disappointments and urges, the dreams you have nurtured seeing movies and reading books, all of this come into play. And now you project that entire conditioning onto the person with whom you are getting attracted. Are you able to understand? You see the other as being faultless, the other as being perfect for you. But after you begin to live together, when slowly the attraction starts to fade and the biology is not supporting your attraction anymore, you begin to see other with all their faults, with all their weaknesses, with all their flaws. And now you are terribly disappointed with yourself as well as with the other. Couples who have gone on to creating enduring love, are those who have successfully crossed this phase and have awakened to compassion. Compassion for the other. What is compassion? Compassion is to be able to see the oneness of your mutual experience. When your heart feels the others, their fears, angers, suspicion, possessiveness, cravings. When you can see that the other's inner experience is so much like you, compassion arises. Just as you're not perfect, the other too is not perfect. You don't judge the other. When this compassion arises, disappointment goes down. In partner relationships, where they have awakened to compassion, know that there is enduring love. Where they have not awakened to compassion, love is not enduring. Please understand, I am not talking about relationships enduring. I am talking about love enduring. Love enduring relationship. The name tags, the labels can endure because of so many reasons. Reasons like social pressure, security, because of children, because of fear of loneliness. Relationship enduring is not the same as love enduring. If love has to endure, the awakening of compassion is necessary. When you have begun to nurture compassion for the other, there is the extraordinary quality of presence you bring to each other. You are present. You are present physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You are not lost in your inner judgments, in your disappointment. You don't make some other person or some other work more important. You are present to each other. You are listening to each other. You are feeling each other. You are celebrating each other. Let me tell you this. Even if a couple can have 15 to 20 minutes a day of such presence towards each other, that presence will give you the strength to face life's challenges. Such a presence has the power to weaken negative vasanas coming from earlier lifetimes. I would encourage strongly every couple to create this ritual, a ritual of total presence, at least for 15 to 20 minutes a day with each other. No getting caught in old emotional wounds, but being totally present, and in those moments of presence, to be utterly kind to each other. Those moments can be quiet walks together, conversation on things that really matter to each other, or even a spiritual practice like meditation and yoga together. And after the practice, where you share your learning with each other, remember in moments of presence, you radiate total kindness to each other. If you can bring this ritual of presence into your everyday life, you will understand what it is to live with enduring love, no matter what label you give your relationship. Today, in the Limitless Field meditation, I will lead you into a space where your heart can open to the sense of being present to the other. If you passionately want this, my blessings will flow to you. I will also bless you such that I will also bless you such that karma bandhanas from earlier lifetimes may loosen the grip on you and you may realize enduring love. But before we get into that, let us understand what is a karma bandhana. Let me explain you with a real life story. A couple was going through the enlightenment festival, the Ekam enlightenment festival. Their marriage was hanging by a thread. And before they decided to part from each other, they talked to each other and they said, let us give one last chance to this relationship. Because they had known each other from high school days. So this is not an arranged marriage in India, but this is a love marriage. But after marriage, as time passed, the man started becoming very busy with his business because his company was getting the big break that he had been long awaiting. The wife began to feel lonely and, in fact, left out. She did not expect this to be her marriage. She actually became more and more hurt with the husband. She came to a point where she wanted to end the relationship. The husband felt helpless because every time, every time a choice arose between spending time with his wife and an important business meeting, he prioritized his business over his wife. Nevertheless, he would feel guilt and blame himself for the unhappiness, for her unhappiness. But he did not act upon it. He took her for granted because he knew her from childhood and thought things can continue this way. He thought he was unworthy of actually being a husband because he was so consumed in this business. He would not change his behavior. He instead began to distance himself from her even more, not knowing how to handle the situation. He too came to a point where he wanted to end this relationship because it was causing him a lot of sadness. Now, since both of them decided to come, as the lady was sitting in Ekam sanctum, immersed in a mystic process, she asked the divine why they felt the separation from each other. She was sad. Their love had almost disappeared. As she listened to my teachings in the festival, she understood that the underlying cause for this separation between them was karmic bondage flowing from their past lives. In one of the processes, she had a mystical revelation of her past life, where she saw herself as a poor woman in a village struck by a horrible drought. She saw herself holding on to a dear life, waiting for her husband to bring her some food and water and soothe her in her final moments. But her husband never came and she collapsed. Just as she passed away, her final thoughts were one of painful disappointment in her husband, that she could never trust him in the future, nor trust his love for her. After she passed away, the husband reached with water and found her dead. He felt immense remorse and guilt over his action until he died a few years later. As she saw this vision, she felt a huge burden was lifted off her heart. She realized it was those final experiences of the earlier life that are flowing into them today. In fact, it is her anger and his guilt that have become karma bandhanas and brought them together as a couple. During the Ekam Enlightenment Festival, both of them had an immense healing of the heart, and they have continued to do their sadhana and are established now in compassion and kindness towards each other. Even after 3 years, it's now 3 years since they came to the Ekam Enlightenment Festival, and they have found compassion towards each other. Their relationship now is beautiful. In the coming month, Shri Preethaji will lead you through manifest Anahata flowering, manifest soulmate. Shri Preethaji is leading you into a very powerful 3-hour journey focused on releasing karmic obstacles in your partner relationship. It's a very, very important manifest for all of you. As these karmic bondages become released, you will draw a wonderful person into your life as a right life partner. This part of the manifest will be very important for all young people who are aspiring for a life partner. If you are already in a relationship, you will transform into being soulmates to each other. To live as soulmates is the ultimate aspiration of any couple, because as soulmates, you would journey together as one being, one heart towards a beautiful shared destiny. Every married couple must experience this manifest to break out their relationship from the stress that surrounds them. Okay, then let us enter the limitless field now.
Thank you so much, Sri Krishnaji, for that enlightening wisdom. Before we all move into the limitless field experience, we will now listen to a sharing from tapasvis, who are a couple. Tapasvis are seekers who have undergone the 42-day journey that Sri Preethaji and Sri Krishnaji lead seekers through for enlightenment. Sri Preethaji and Sri Krishnaji have led several groups of seekers into the glorious peaks of enlightened states. So we will now listen to Vajrakalpaji and Nischalji from Bangalore. They are a couple who have gone through Ekam tapas. Now they will share with us how their journey into enlightenment in Ekam tapas has impacted them and changed their relationship as a couple altogether. So let us welcome Nischalji and Vajrakalpaji. Namaste, Nischalji. Namaste, Vajrakalpaji. Wonderful to have you with us.
Namaste, I'm Vajrakalpa.
Namaste, Sagar.
We are extremely grateful to Sri Krishnaji and Sri Krishnaji for giving us never like before journey as tapas. Our lives have really taken a new turn. It is filled with possibilities, opportunities, connections, and very profound and deep sense of connectedness. If attending tapas is one milestone, then returning back with that enlightened state and living that life is like the next level.
Our coming together was a miracle which Ekam has made it possible. We started our inner journey at Ekam from WICM, where we met each other as a passionate seekers in search of discovering our purpose. We continued our seeking and supporting Sri Preethaji and Sri Krishnaji in their vision. As we kept on attending the festivals at Ekam, transformation started to begin to happen. At the first Enlightenment Festival, Hiranyagarbha revealed us our true purpose and we decided to get married. With that intent and blessings, we went forward to convince our parents, and that was a miracle. We belong to very different families, culture, and region. In every challenge in the way of marriage, the wisdom from Sri Preethaji and Sri Krishnaji and blessings from our divine Hiranyagarbha and Ekam just flowed and made us one.
Today we are here as couples who have attended tapas, the highest experience a seeker could have. And we are so grateful that we got that opportunity of attending tapas in terms of having that personal time, having that resources, and that passion to seek enlightenment. We're so grateful for that. And tapas was a gift we could give each other, as it has tremendously impacted our relationship now. The whole perspective of seeing each other, the people around us, and on life itself has changed. I feel so much of love, compassion, and joy in within me because I can see a drastic difference in our relationship in terms of inner conflict. Before tapas, if there was any argument or disagreement between each other, there was a lot of conflict in me because I kept on judging, I kept on labeling, hearts built one after the other on, and they kept accumulating. There was never clearance of that charge. Every time I look at that person, I look at him, I remember the old hurts. But after tapas, suffering is not staying for so long. I can clearly feel that compassion. I can feel that connection with him because I know exactly what is causing me suffering. The very factor that was causing me suffering was eliminated. And I exactly know what is happening within me. And it's so peaceful to be whatever it is without any insecurities or fear, because I know what exactly is happening to me.
Uh, we both as couple has evolved into new human beings altogether, and the understanding and love towards each other has immensely increased. We both equally understand the importance of enlightenment and how significant it is to be in no suffering state. It empowers us. There is so much courage to face the world and its challenges. I had a fear whether she could adjust in our family. She was a silent girl, and I didn't know how exactly she was feeling. Now, after tapas, I got clear realization of what the core of suffering is. Any challenges that come up on our way, we sit down to address it from a state and dissolve it. So, relationships were a very sensitive matter for me. Hurts and suffering from relationship used to haunt me. In tapas, I had a profound realization that every human being is suffering, and so is my soul circle. I realized how I have judged them and not realized that they too were in suffering. Now, that realization doesn't let me judge them anymore, and I feel more compassionate towards them. I feel what they feel, and I'm able to connect to them. And I wish they could also be enlightened. And the prayers flow spontaneously, and it's do magic. Connection with the divine has become so strong. I feel protected always, and the universe finds its way to help me out.
We're extremely delighted to attend tapas at a young age and at the initial stage of our marriage.
And we wish that every person can attend tapas and lead life from a great state of being, and enjoy every moment of it.
Gratitude to Shri Krishnaji and Preethaji for launching tapas, and immense gratitude to Shri Amma Bhagwan and our personal divine for making enlightenment possible at this given date.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, Nishchalji and Vajrakalpaji. That was so beautiful. I'm sure so many here who are listening to you would be inspired by your journey. And they would be inspired to take this journey of their own personal enlightenment. Thank you for being with us here. May the divine's blessings be with you abundantly and lead you forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Now it's time to enter the limitless field experience. Before we move into the presence of Shri Krishnaji and meditate, let us prepare ourselves for a few moments. Entering the limitless field is entering the field of the divine. Today, as you move into the limitless field, you will have an experience, as Shri Krishnaji told us today, of what it means to bring your total presence to your life partner or your spouse. You will have an experience of bringing total presence to the other. And you will also receive blessings flowing from Shri Krishnaji for the dissolution of those karmic obstacles that hinder love in your partner relationship. If you are ready, we request you to be seated, become still. Please do not move around. Kindly put your mobile phones on silence and move into total silence now. Move into mauna, because only by not interacting with each other and being in silence can you tune into the limitless field and receive the profound experience that it can give you. Hold your spine erect. You can be seated on the floor, on the cushion, or you can be seated on a chair, whatever is comfortable for you. Rest your hands upon your thighs with palms facing upwards. Let the tips of your index fingers touch the tips of your thumbs. Breathe slowly and deeply into your chest. You may have your eyes open now. Breathe slowly and deeply. Attention at your heart center, your Anahata chakra. Become still, centered. You may now gently close your eyes. Join your palms at your heart in Namaste, in prayer pose. We will now chant the Ekam mantra. Hamsa Soham Ekam. As you chant this mantra, you are receiving the immense blessings flowing from the limitless field into you for all karmic obstacles that hinder you from experiencing a beautiful relationship with your life partner or your spouse. As you pray for the blessings to flow into you, see or feel your life partner within your heart now. You may now gently relax your hands. Bring your attention to your heart center. Now ask that you awaken to an experience of bringing total presence to your partner. In this total presence, there is compassion for the other. You feel the other. You appreciate the other. You celebrate the other. Gently move your attention to the middle of your head. Stay still. Shri Krishnaji will now lead you deeper into the limitless field experience. Stay immersed in whatever experience is unfolding in your consciousness. You may take a conscious deep breath and you may slowly, gently open your eyes.
विद्यावन्तं यशस्वन्तं लक्ष्मीवन्तं जनं गुरु रूपं देहि जयं देहि यशो देहि.
Kindly mark the dates for the coming manifest with Sri Preethaji. Manifest Anahata flowering. Manifest soulmate. This manifest would happen on 13th February 2022. For international seekers from East, the manifest would be from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. IST, Indian time. For international seekers from the West, the manifest would be on the same day from 10 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. IST. For all Indian seekers, the manifest would happen on the same day, 13th February, at between 5 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. IST. May the blessings of the Divine be with all of you. Namaste.
शतमानं भवति शतयु पुरुषशतीन्द्रिय आयुष्याविन्द्रिय प्रतितिष्ठति. 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 शतमानं भवति शतयु पुरुषशतेन्द्रिय आयुष्याविन्द्रिय प्रतितिष्ठति 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 शतमानं भवति शतयु पुरुषशतेन्द्रिय